I married the woman of my dreams, and the night she disappeared, she took everything except my name. The worst part is that I did not lose my money first, I lost my dignity. I used to believe that intelligence protected you from being fooled. That if you worked hard, studied people, learned patterns, you could see danger before it reached you. I was wrong. The most dangerous lies are the ones that arrive wearing affection. When I met Elena, I was a man who had finally outrun his past. I grew up in a house where money was always the argument. My father worked 2 jobs. My mother counted coins at the kitchen table. I promised myself that one day I would never have to measure my life in bills and apologies. By my early 30s, I had kept that promise. Finance. Investments. Promotions that came faster than I expected. A salary that made people lean forward when I said the number, but success is a quiet kind of loneliness. My friends were married. My parents were aging. My days were full of meetings and my nights were full of silence. I did not want luxury. I wanted someone to witness my life. That is why Elena felt like an answer. She was reading alone in a wine bar, hair pulled back, glass untouched. When I spoke to her, she did not rush. She listened. She asked about my childhood, not my career. She told me she had grown up poor, that she distrusted wealthy men, that she valued simplicity. I fell in love with the story as much as with the woman. Our relationship unfolded like a carefully written novel. Slow dinners. Long walks. Conversations that made me feel understood in ways I had not felt in years. She never asked for gifts. She never hinted at money. When I offered to take her on expensive trips, she preferred quiet towns, cheap cafes, small hotels. When she moved in, she brought only 2 suitcases. When we married, she refused a lavish wedding. Every choice told me the same thing: this woman loves me, not my wealth. The first year of marriage was peaceful. Predictable. Warm. She organized our home. She waited up when I worked late. She touched my face when I came back exhausted. She learned my habits, my routines, my schedules. I thought this was intimacy. Now I know it was research. The financial conversations began gently. She wanted to understand how investments worked. She wanted to learn about taxes. She wanted to help me plan for retirement. I felt proud teaching her. Proud sharing access. Proud being trusted. When I added her to my accounts, I thought I was building a future. The first real conflict was the house. She said our apartment felt temporary. She wanted roots. Stability. A place to grow old. She showed me listings. Not extravagant, she insisted. Just respectable. The house I bought was more than I wanted, but less than she hinted. When I hesitated, she cried, not about money, about how she feared I did not see her as permanent. So I signed. Then came her family. Her brother, she said, had struggled his whole life. He finally had a chance. A logistics company. Investors lined up. He only needed a little capital to prove himself. The documents were poorly prepared. The projections were unrealistic. Every instinct in me said no, but marriage does strange things to logic. She said I did not trust her judgment. She said I looked down on her family. She said money had made me cold, so I invested $200,000. The company failed within months. Her brother vanished. Elena was devastated. She blamed herself. She held me while I stared at numbers that no longer made sense. I told her it was only money. That was my first lie to myself. After that, the financial leaks accelerated. New credit cards. Transfers I did not remember authorizing. Loans I did not recall discussing. She had explanations for everything. Taxes. Fees. Temporary restructuring. She insisted she was protecting me from complexity, and I let her, because I was tired, because I trusted her, because I believed love meant surrender. The second phone appeared one afternoon while I was cleaning a drawer. She said it was for a freelance project. The late call started soon after. She said it was for a client overseas. The distance between us grew slowly. Not arguments, silence. She became distracted. Less affectionate. More secretive. I accused myself of paranoia. Then came the jacket. A man's jacket in the back seat of her car. She said it belonged to a colleague. I confronted her. She laughed. She told me I was becoming insecure. She kissed me until I apologized. 2 weeks later, my company called me into compliance. Unusual transactions. Shell accounts. Possible insider trading. My name was attached to companies I had never heard of. I went home shaking. Elena listened calmly. Too calmly. She told me it was a clerical error. Then the police came. The charges were severe. Fraud. Identity misuse. Money laundering. The evidence was overwhelming. My signatures. My passwords. My accounts. I spent 48 hours in custody before being released on bail. My company suspended me. My friends stopped calling. My parents aged 10 years in a week. During interrogation, a young investigator finally said the words that changed everything. Your wife has done this before. They showed me photographs, different hair. Different name, same woman, multiple marriages, multiple victims, multiple countries. The shocking twist was not that she betrayed me, it was that our entire marriage was a crime. The wine bar meeting was staged, our conversations were rehearsed, her past was invented, even her tears were calculated. The failed investment was a laundering route, the disappearing money was being moved offshore, and the man whose jacket I found, her legal husband, she had never divorced him. When they arrested her, she did not fight, she did not plead, she simply looked at me and said something I will never forget. You were perfect, she said, educated, lonely, trusting, clean accounts, no addictions, no enemies. She paused. I did care about you, she added, just not as much as I cared about what you could give me. The trial destroyed me, my reputation collapsed before my innocence was proven. Colleagues avoided eye contact. Banks closed my accounts. The house was seized as evidence. I sold my car to pay lawyers. When I was finally cleared, I felt no victory, only emptiness. I was 41, living in a rented room, rebuilding a life from documents and apologies. Years have passed, my career recovered partially, my trust did not, I date rarely. I keep my finances private. I listen more carefully to silence than to words. Sometimes, late at night, I still replay our early conversations. I try to find the moment I should have known, but the truth is simple and painful. I wanted to be loved so badly that I ignored every warning. So here is the lesson I leave you with. Love that rushes is often running toward something else. Love that needs access more than connection is not love, and trust given without boundaries is not generosity. It is vulnerability waiting to be exploited, because when someone only loves what you provide, not who you are not a partner, you are an asset, and assets, sooner or later, are always liquidated.